I'm thankful this Thanksgiving Day that God has our back and He gets us to where we are supposed to be despite the trials that we may face. There is not a man or woman who is greatly used by God who has not experienced some extreme difficulties, complications, miscalculations, and downright insurmountable circumstances on the way to their destiny. God has a way of using every inconceivable trial, every problematic personality, every challenging temptation to get us to exactly where He wants us. When Daniel faced his mortality and he was thrown into the den of lions, there was every reason to believe that those starving lions, they were going to end his life that day. His destiny, it would be done. His purpose completed. And those who had betrayed him, it would appear that they would have won the battle. But as Daniel prepared his heart for whatever God's will was, he offered a silent prayer and he put his hope in Jehovah God. And by the morning, as the king rolled back that stone, God's answer was, "It's not over. Those lions will not take your life. Your destiny remains, and I am going to get you there." And that's God's promise for every one of us. And let's think about Moses. When he had finally secured the release of the Israelites from Egypt, it had taken 10 plagues, powerful confrontations, and much rejection. Guess from whom? His own people. They came up to the Red Sea, and suddenly once again it looked like game over. The Egyptian army was about to attack, and now the children of Israel, they had nowhere to go. They couldn't cross the Red Sea. It was too deep. Their children and livestock would drown. They cried out. But Moses knew who his God was. And he declared in faith in Exodus 4:13. He said this, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." Have you ever had that kind of faith rise up inside of you? Moses said, "The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." Wow, what kind of faith does it take to just be still when all holy hell is breaking loose? What was God saying? He was saying, "I have sworn to you a promised land in your future, and I will get you there." Moses raised his hands, and God parted the sea. He saved their lives. Beautiful. That's what God does. And when Hannah could not have a child, and she cried out to God so intensely that she appeared to be drunk in front of the priest, God said in her affliction, He said, "I see the secret desire of your heart, and your prayer shall be answered." And God caused her to give birth to a child. His name was Samuel. He became the greatest, one of the greatest, most revered prophets that has ever lived. You see, if you're facing an insurmountable obstacle today, if there is a promise that you are waiting for God to fulfill, perhaps you feel like giving up hope on a dream in your soul, God doesn't want you to give up. He's saying, "I'm going to get you there." With single-minded focus, we place our gaze on the promises of God. He's got a big plan, and He is going to get each and every one of us to our promised, destined location. We can trust Him.